There are quite a number of incidences that did occur at some point in my life. Like, for instance, if I'm to just look at the time when I was 20 years old, I'd like to think that's the time because, you know, there are circumstances surrounding it, like the death of a great man who was a great musician, whose name was Tongai Moyo. So during that particular time, I remember it was on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday after church, and I was going home. And as I was going home, I jumped into a combi, and as I was jumping into the combi, as I was jumping in, the windy, as we know them, as we would call them, he says to me, "When you get in there, I want you to preach the word of God." To me, it was like really funny. Like, what do you mean when I get in there and it'll preach the word of God? You know, I mean, it's a rare scenario. It's a rare incident. It doesn't happen every day. So then I get in and I sat down, and I didn't take him seriously. So when the combi was just about to fill up, the last person to get on board was a white guy. He was seated right in the front of, you know, right in the front row. He was the last person. He was literally the last person. And as the bus was leaving, somebody in the bus said something like, "Heaven must be the most happening place on planet Earth. Michael Jackson is in heaven. Tongai Moyo is in heaven." I mean, not that I have anything against those guys, but I was sort of agitated on the inside of me to say, guys, do you know what is the criteria for one to make it to heaven? You know, and I said something in the bus, and when I said something, the windy was like, "That's why I was saying you need to preach when you get into the bus." So I then got up, and then, you know, I greeted everybody, and I told them, for the sake of the international guest, who was the white guy who was seated right in front of the bus, I had to deliver the message in the English language. So there I delivered a message in a bus going to Mufakose in the English language for the sake of the international guest who was seated right in front. And it was amazing because there was quite a response and quite a reaction from the people, which was marvelous, which would not have happened had it been that I was, you know, I'm just a fellow African guy and I'm delivering a message in the English language. But I'd like to believe that that scenario and that incident was divinely orchestrated by God, because he wanted to say something, not necessarily to the people that were in the bus, but to me.